Our November theme is Share Your Life, and who better to share your life with than a child? President Bush named November National Adoption Month, and every child deserves a permanent home. And when parents and children are brought together through the process of adoption, lives are forever changed. We join President Bush in honoring our adoptive and foster parents throughout November as they raise our most precious commodity. And our own clinical psychologist, Dr. Liz Hell, is a tremendous fan of the adoption process. And Liz, really, when you consider adoption, the one descriptive word that comes to mind is love.
That is the most operative word, and I'm so glad you get that. Not everyone does, actually, if they haven't been introduced to adoption, Brooke. In other words, I've heard a lot of people say, how could you ever give a child away? And in all respect, they just don't get it. It is about love. A birth parent who's not able to care for a child will find an adoptive couple who is stable, secure, very loving, giving that child more than they could ever offer themselves. I have the greatest respect for birth parents and adoptive couples.
It's a tough gift to give.
Oh my gosh, they are the most selfless human beings I've ever met.
You had a chance to see the adoption process firsthand and a family who has benefited from that process.
I did. Brad and Brenda Horrocks, they consider themselves probably the luckiest couple alive, and the fact that they had a chance to build their family through adoption. They not only have 3 beautiful adopted children, but they have 3 lovely birth mothers and their families, and they think they just have got it made. They're very open, not only with their birth mothers, but with their children about how they came to be.
I go to my birth mom's tummy.
I think at some point in the child's life, they're going to grow up and think, you know, why didn't you love me? Why did you not want to keep me? When we went to their house in November last year, it was like a closure for me. It was kind of like a overwhelming feeling of peace that was never going to happen, and that she knew that I loved her and that I did it for, you know, the right reason.
I don't think there's words in the English language to describe how I feel for Sarah. I have a tremendous amount of respect for what she's done for our family, for us, for Haley.
And in case you ever wondered if parents could love children they didn't bear.
You know, it's interesting about loving someone else's children, because to me, they're my children. You know, yes, they came from someone else, but they were meant to be in my family, for me to take care of them, for me to raise them.
I could not love a child more if I had given birth to them. I know that. I used to think, you know, what did I do wrong that I'm infertile? But now I see, what did I do right? What did I do right to be so blessed in this way?
Without a doubt, there's a powerful force that bonds this family all together.
I love these guys. They've given her the world, which I couldn't.
Adoption opens up a whole new world of love, and it really does, because the regular families out there that give birth to their children, they don't know what they're missing. And look at this, you know, we've got 3 beautiful children along with their birth parents in our lives.
That's kind of how we feel about our family, that love really has created our family. And what a neat thing it is to have someone else in this world who loves my child like I love my child. And that, you know, that really, when they say adoption's about love, it really is about love.
What a touching story.
They have a beautiful family. You know, Brenly, who's 7 in that picture, we saw actually Sarah, the birth mother to Haley, who's 5. And Brenly said to me, she goes, you know, when we were younger and they'd be sitting like in a stroller or the shopping cart where they'd be the same height, people would ask us if we were twins.
Really?
She thought that was so funny, because she said our birth mothers look nothing alike.
But you can see that. They look almost like a family.
They belong together, absolutely.
That is a great story. Is there, though, any hesitation with how open they are? I think a lot of people might be a little hesitant to have an open relationship with the birth mother and to be so open with the children. Any harm or confusion there?
You know, open adoptions have been around a long time. They're a little newer to some agencies like LDS Family Services, but the word has it that it is much healthier for everyone. We as human beings crave information. Now, the openness may not be for everyone, Brooke, and I want people to understand that there's a lot of room between closed and open adoption. There's a lot of flexibility, and you work that out as a birth parent and an adoptive couple. But the message Sarah really wants people to understand is that there's another option besides abortion and parenting, and that is this phenomenal option of adoption.
And something you should consider based on your own family and
Absolutely.
your own needs.
And knowing as birth mother where your child is, you know, to have that peace of mind that all is well.
That they're well taken care of, that your sacrifice
That's
was
exactly why you place them, to have this great life.
And Liz, for someone who might want to share their life with a child, how can you start doing that? How can you start in that process?
I think we just need to start anywhere. You know, start where you're planted. You know, the African phrase, it takes a village to raise a child. I really do think that's true. I've grown a lot of respect for that. Even if we don't have children, we need to remember we're part part of the village. So acknowledge a child, do something. I'm a huge fan not only of adoption but of foster parenting. And sometimes placements go from fostering to adopting, so it's a great avenue for parents to examine. There's over 500,000 children in our foster care system, Brooke.
You also mentioned the importance of sharing the word. If you do want to adopt, if you do want to be a foster parent, get it out there. Let people know about it. It's a private thing, but there is benefit, you say, in getting that out there.
Absolutely. You know, the Horrocks family, what I love about them is that they're very proactive in that. You know, the Camden's mother found them through an adoption website. Those are so popular right now, and they actually had a Horrocks family adoption kickoff where they invited to this meeting house of theirs all their family, friends, and neighbors to teach them about adoption, to educate them about it, and to pass along these pass-along cards that had their websites on them.
And what are the websites? What's the purpose of the website?
You know, I love it'saboutLove.org is the one you're seeing now, or even birth parents can go on there and put in a profile of what they're looking for if they really are considering adoption.
You see, there's an important question every individual should ask themselves. Really, what can they do to help children in the environment? Going back to that, it raises a village. It takes a village to raise a child.
You bet. And even if we're not, let's say, able to adopt or be a foster parent, know that foster children need toys and they need suitcases. And look at maybe cleaning up the park in your neighborhood or covering a wall that's painted in graffiti. Do something. Just right in your very own surroundings, do something. Make a difference in the life of a child. We're all part of this global village.
And while you're doing that, while you're trying to make a difference and trying to interact with the community to help the children, you also say it's important to acknowledge children of all ages and stages in life.
Yes, every child you see, just take the moment to smile and say, hi, how are you doing? I love to see you. I love your smile. It just makes them feel great. And parents need as much support as they can have. It's a tough thing raising a family.
Great words of wisdom as always, Liz. Thank you so much.
Oh, it's my honor to talk about adoption.
Important topic and changing a lot of lives. If you have questions for Dr. Liz about these segments, or if you'd like to reach the Horrocks family, you can email Dr. Liz directly at drliz@ksl.com.